feel like the team's looking pretty good. We've had a couple inter squads. Definitely the first one was a really good tempo, I felt, really high standard, a lot of good quality out there. And yeah, I feel like it's always a pleasure to step out here and with such high quality players because I feel like we're competing pretty well. And yeah, obviously a lot of young guys as well, so they're kind of learning their trade and improving every day. I mean, obviously, it's just like a whole different routine, kind of usually coming in pretty early and being able to do kind of what you need to do to get ready. Now you kind of need to do all that stuff at home. And, obviously, we're kind of at a point now where a lot of the stuff is kind of back to somewhat normalcy, somewhat. But, obviously early on when you were kind of not being able to even use the facilities, that was a pretty big challenge. But now I feel like we're getting to a point where it's all good. Honestly, when you play in Orlando, I feel like people think it's an advantage, but it's so ridiculously hot and just such tough conditions that I don't think it's an advantage for anybody. Regardless of where you come from, regardless of where you've been training every day. I mean, it just, in the summer times, it's so bad that I think it's just a huge challenge for both teams. Obviously, I think the tournament's going to be great to just get back out there, compete, be able to be in an environment where it's just all focused on the games. So that's awesome. But yeah, the conditions are they're going to be tough. Yeah, I mean, it was tough. There was always a balance between like, do you want to get maximal sleep or, people with families don't want to be training at night. Obviously, this was when there wasn't going to be like a bubble type situation. I personally like when it cools off at night a little bit, so that's always ideal. But yeah, the mornings 10, 11, 12, it's really tough. So I think that morning slot game or the late night kickoff are going to be the ones people are hoping for, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's good to be back from a long stretch of time away from the game, and so just trying to get back into those little habits that we need to be back in, and making sure that we're getting cohesive throughout the time. But it's a challenge for sure, but glad to be out here and happy to be out here with my teammates. Yeah, excited to be back playing. Those games are going to be tough because just everyone's on the same playing level, so we all had our rest. We were able to kind of get a few weeks in before playing, and so it'll be tough, but it'll be a fun challenge for us to go out there and get a few wins. Switched to right back, which is something that I think suits me well. I'm a smart player, not the most athletic, but I can definitely make up for all the athleticism with playing the game smarter. And so the change has been great so far, and I've gotten used to it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And so with a good coach like Jimbo, I have good coaching, and so just trying to get into good habits and hopefully get better at it. How sick of there was a point in time where I was just like, dude, I got to get out of here. I can't be in the same household as this guy. No, but it's fun to be around with him. Not many people can say that they got their best friend right there with them in quarantine, so it was all good, but definitely sometimes I get a little annoyed.